Okay, now let's start our main lesson video. So again, like I said, we are working on, or we're going to be taking a look at other people's problems that they've solved and tried to figure out if they did it correctly and got the right answer, or if they did it incorrectly, and then we'll figure out where they went wrong. And we're going to be looking at people solving the same problem a couple different ways. So right now, this says talk to your partner, but you're just going to think to yourself. It says talk to your partner or think to yourself about how to solve 17 plus 4. What method would you use? Would you count on? But if you had to show your work, would you use your quick 10 drawings with your 10 sticks and your ones? Or would you use a number bond to split up one of these numbers? If you'd use a number bond, which number would you break apart? Would you break apart the 17 or would you break apart the 4? Take 5 seconds to think about that. 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, focus on me now. Now, if I go to the next page, this says, if we look up here where my cursor is pointing, student A used the arrow way. He got to the next 10 by adding 3. Then he added the 1 that was left and got 21. So he took 17 plus 4, which is written right on the screen. It's circled in the green, and I'm pointing to it. He had 17 plus 4, and he says it equals 21. Now, if we look down below that, he carried his 17 down. Then he drew an arrow to the next closest 10. 20 is 2 10s, so that is the next 10. And he knew that he needed 3 more to get to 20. Because if we count from 17 up to 20, let's put 17 in our head. 17, 18, 19, 20. I counted 3 more numbers to get there. So he took 3 away from this 4, threw it on the 17 to make 20. So now he has 20. But if we had 4 and we just took 3 of them, how many do we have left? We have 1 left. Good job. So we have that 1 that we need to add on to 20. So 20 plus 1 right here where I'm circling, and we get 21. So do you think he's correct? I think he's correct too. Good job, student A. Now we're moving on to student B. It says student B added the 1s together. She showed how she made a 10 by drawing a line through the 10 1s. She added 2 10s and 2 1s and got 22. Okay, so now we have the same addition problem but a different answer. Let's take a look at this to see if she was correct or incorrect. 17 plus 4 equals 22. We know that student A says it was 21. We think he was right. Her drawing, let's look at her drawing. Looks like she tried to draw 17. There's 1 10 in 17, so she drew 1 10. And there's 7 1s. So then she drew her 1s over here. We have our 2, it looks like we have 2 1s down here, which are shown in X's, and then 2 X's up here. So that must be 2 plus 2 equals 4. That must be the 4 that we are adding on to our 17. Now, something is wrong. Can you find out what is wrong? What did student B do incorrectly? Take a couple seconds. I'm going to give you guys about 10 to 15 seconds to look at this picture and see what is wrong. My hint is take a look at the way she set it up. She has 17 shown with her 10 stick and her circles, and her 4 shown with the 4 X's. Let's see take a look, see where she went wrong. Give you about 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. If you want to take a little bit more time to see if you can figure out what you did wrong, you go ahead and pause the video, examine it as long as you need, hit play when you are ready. Alright, when I was looking at this is what I saw. I started by thinking, how would I set this up with 10s drawings? I would start with my 17. with 1 10 and 7 ones. Let's see if that's what she did. We have our 1 10 right here. And then let's count these ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we had 8 ones over here. We need to have 7 ones because that number is 17, not 18. So I'm going to walk through it on my whiteboard here and set it up, because when she had 8 ones over here, student B did do this part correctly where she knows, oh, to make another 10 I need to add 2. So she only took 2 from the 4 and put it up there. But if she had 17 shown correctly, she would have had to take more than the 2 X's. So I'm going to draw it on my board and see if we can do it the proper way. So we have 17 plus 4, and she's saying it's 22. I'm going to show my 17 with a big 10, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's my 7 ones. Then I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to show them with X's just like they did on the screen. Okay? So now I need to think, I want to make as many 10s as I can. That's what she was trying to do by drawing this line through all of these. She thought she made another 10. So if I have 7, how many do I need to get to 10? Well, let's count on. Let's put 7 in our heads and put up a finger every time we say a new number. 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so I need 3 more. I'm going to take 3 of my X's and move them over to here. So 1, 2, 3. Now I need to erase them here because they're not here. 1, 2, 3. Now I have a different equation. Now I have 2 full 10s, so that's 20, plus my 1x that is left over. So 1 equals 20 plus 1 is 21. So that is where she went wrong. This is not correct. All right. Good job with that one. Let's move on to student C. So this shows student C used a number bond to solve this problem. And they split apart 17. I like that. It looks like they're showing that they wanted to work with a 10. So student C used the number bond to solve this problem and split apart the 17 into its 10s and 1s. So they got 10 and 7 plus 4. They don't have a group of 17 now. If this was my work, I would have had that crossed out. But they added their 1s together first. They added 7 plus 4, and that's shown right here. 7 plus 4 equals 11. I'm going to count on just to double check to make sure student C didn't do this wrong. Put 7 in my head. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, student C was correct there. So now we take our answer that we got, which was 11, and it seems they moved it down here and added it on to the 10 that they had left. And if we're adding our 10s together, we have 1 10 plus 1 10 equals 2 10s. And then looking at our 1s, we have 1 1 plus 0 1s equals 1, because 1 plus 0 equals 1. Student C also got 21, so student C is correct. Good job, student C. Now moving on to student D. They also did a number bond, but they broke apart 4. They figured, I need to get 17 to the closest 10, which is 20. So they need 17, 18, 19, 20. They need 3 to add on to the 17. They took that 3 from the 4. That's why they broke 4 apart into 3 and 1. So then they didn't really show all of their work, but it looks like they added the 3 and the 17 to get 20. And then they had 20 plus this 1 left over to get 21. So student D also got 21, so student D also did it correctly. Okay, so student C and D both used number bonds to solve the problem. Did they solve the problem in the same way? Okay, that's what I want you to take a couple seconds right now and think about. Did they solve the problem in the same way? I'm going to back up to that screen so you can see student C, which I'm circling right now, and student D, which is circled in green. They both used number bonds, but did they do it exactly the same way? Okay, I hope you are saying no. Yes, they both used the same method, which was using a number bond, but they didn't break apart the same number. Student C broke apart 17. Student D broke apart 4. Now I want you to think about what are some similarities and differences that you notice. This says turn and talk to your partner. If you have someone with you, please feel free to talk with them about it. Otherwise, just think to yourself, what did each student do differently? Take about 5 more seconds to think about some things that they did the same and some things that they did different. All right, 3, 2, 1, 0. If you want to take more time to notice some similarities and differences, please do. Pause the video. Press play when you're ready. If not, here we go. I'm going to explain the similarities and differences that I noticed. So, something that's the same. They both used number bonds. I see that they both split apart a number. Something that's different is that they split apart different numbers. Student C split apart 17 to be working with tens. Student D split apart the number 4 so that they could add 17 and 3 together to make it 20. Okay? Then I see, simple as student C showed more of their work. I can tell what they were thinking clearly because they showed their work nice and neatly down here. Student D didn't really show their work, so I don't know what their next step exactly was. That's why I said I assumed they add the 17 and the 3 and then the 20 and the 1. So student C showed more work. Student C ended up working with a 10 plus number sentence. Student D did not. And those are the main similarities and differences that I spotted. If you spotted more, please put that in your assessment problem. Say, hey, Mr. Cognetti, I spotted more problems than you did. That would be awesome, and I'd love to see that. But otherwise, the main difference is that student C decided to break apart the number 17, and student D decided to break apart the number 4. Okay. Is both students' work correct, even though they broke apart different numbers? Take a couple seconds to think. Is one right and one wrong? Are they both wrong, or are they both correct? Take 3 more seconds. 2 more seconds. 1 more second. All right. They are both correct. Because, like I've said many times, we can choose either number to break apart and add to the other one. It's just usually there's one way that makes it a little bit simpler. But no matter which way you do it, you can find your way to the correct answer. So student C and student D were both correct. All right. That is the end of our mini lesson. In the assessment video, you will find some assessment questions that I will want you to solve those problems, or solve this problem right here. It says 19 plus 5. That's one of them. That's going to be the first problem. And I want you to solve that with any one of those methods we just showed. So you can use the arrow way, which is moving things to the closest 10. Or you can show it with our quick tens drawings, which we've worked a lot on. And number bond. I recommend you focus on our quick 10 drawings and our number bond drawings, breaking apart one of those numbers to make one to a closest 10. Okay? I'll re-explain all these directions in the assessment video. So great job today. Good luck on the homework questions, and I'll see you over in that video. Go click on the assessment video now. All right. Good job, guys.